Why poverty?
Well, the Dayton area obviously has somewhat of an epidemic on poverty, considering our stats on poverty is double that of the United States, so it's basically higher. And I actually know a few people that have been affected by poverty, and I know a lot of family members, friends that have gone through it or either have relations to it, so.
The documentary is the best way to convey really how the people feel. You can see it, you can hear it in their voices, and we wanted to get a broad range of perspectives on this, and we felt that a documentary is the best way to do this.
The documentary is the best way to actually see and experience the same things that the people go through.
If I show you a list of facts, it's just a list of facts, but if other people around Dayton are telling you interesting things about poverty, and as well as how they feel about poverty, it almost gives us a different perspective. It shows us that, you know, even though we're a Catholic school, we're CJ, and we've been educated on social justice issues, that we're not the only ones that are thinking about the issues around us. Everyone has seen someone in Dayton, I'm sure, that is affected by poverty.
Poverty to me is when you can't make ends meet and you struggle to get by on a day-to-day basis.
Poverty is almost like you're falling into a hole and you're unable to dig yourself out.
Poverty is an equal opportunity employer. It doesn't recognize color, it doesn't recognize creed, it doesn't recognize anything but a person's economic condition.
Poverty is an issue which affects so many Americans, and we'd like to believe our country is the best at everything, but in reality it's failing millions of Americans on a massive scale.
You know, I kind of speak weird because I won't let my upper lip here go past my teeth because my teeth are bad. Because a single white male could not get Medicaid until now, so I went without insurance. I was unable to get my teeth worked on. You know, that hurt me through my life. You know, I think things are getting better for poverty, but nothing like what they should be have done a long time ago.
It's very upsetting because it's cold outside. And then you see homeless people that has shorts on, t-shirts on, tank tops on, flip-flops on in the wintertime. Don't have the right of proper attire. And then you see some homeless people, it hurts because everybody should have somewhere to lay their head at night, no matter what the situation is. My experience with poverty is that it's sad. I mean, it's very sad because of the fact that even my own family members are homeless and don't got nowhere to go.
There's a lot of people out here broke, a lot of people struggling, a lot of people, you know, living under bridges and abandonments and just shelters. And there's just so many people trying to get housing right now, and the funding for like Home for the housing companies that they ran out. So right now it's tough times for a lot of people.
Around my neighborhood, you see much of it, you know, people holding signs, you know, and then there's those that, you know, take it as a joke, you know, and see people like that begging, need money, and they start making fun of them. I don't say anything funny about it. I always try my best, as much as I can, to give money and to make sure that people that are in need are able to get help. And I always tell them that they can go to places like St. Vincent de Paul, or they can look for jobs on the internet, you know, go to the library, look for jobs, so that they'll be able to at least help themselves get out that poverty and provide for their families, or provide for themselves at least. So.
You know, the problem of poverty runs very, very deep. In a lot of cases, it's intergenerational, which means that, you know, the person coming to shelter and they're homeless and they need shelter. Their parents were in shelter. Their grandparents were in shelter. For a lot of families, especially young people in the Dayton community, poverty is the only thing they've known. If your family has been poor for 3 generations, then what you know is the language of poverty. And if all you know is the language of poverty, then escaping it is really, really difficult.
Well, I personally have been in a situation like that, so I know firsthand. I know that sometimes you don't get the help you need because maybe you don't ask or you lack the resources.
It takes a lot of courage as an adult, say a 30-year-old adult, to reach the point where they don't have any food, they don't have any money, and they don't have any work. And you know, when they come down to us at our shelter, you know, what are they saying about themselves? They're saying basically, I'm at the end of my rope. I can't find help. I don't know how to deal with this. Can you help me? And for a lot of people, that takes a lot of courage. Nobody wants to be at that place. Nobody wants to say, I need to rely on somebody else to help me. You know, we're a faith-based organization. So, you know, we have a mantra, which is, if you come to us for help, we're gonna guarantee you three or four things. First, we're going to respect you and we're going to welcome you to shelter judgment-free. We're not making any judgments no matter what your background is. We're going to feed you, we're going to make certain you're safe, you're going to make certain you have shelter, we're going to make certain that we try to connect you to the agencies and people who can get you the help and assistance you need.
I think one of the things, you know, this is a domino effect, you know, where, you know, a lot of jobs have left Dayton area, the Dayton and Montgomery County, Miami Valley area. You know, I think we have to work to get something back into Dayton. I think it starts there. You know, you can't just feed somebody and then you know, move forward, you know, because you're going to continually feed them. We have to, you know, try and create jobs.
Employment, jobs. 20% of, something like 70% of the men who leave shelter leave unemployed. Now what does that mean? That means we're going to see them again. You have to be able to work. And we just haven't done a very good job in our community. The other thing is, poverty is damned expensive. If you take, for example, not a typical, but you take a representative person who's been homeless, say for even 10 or 15 years. That means every time they're sick, they don't go to their doctor, they go to the emergency room of a hospital, which is really, really expensive. If they're homeless for a very long period of time, it probably means they've been arrested at least once, maybe multiple times. Putting people in jail, taking them through the criminal justice process, the trial process, and putting them in jail is extremely expensive. Every time they get sick, their care, who's paying for that? You're paying for it, I'm paying for it, taxpayers are paying for it. I forget what the latest figures are, but over a 10 or 15 year period, it may cost $400,000 to $500,000 for local government and state government and federal government to pay the costs associated with just one homeless person.
You see all these rappers, you see everybody that's making money, but ain't doing nothing with it for real. At least help build a homeless shelter or something.
You know, when you climb that ladder of success, you know, you want to throw a rope back, help somebody else climb that ladder. You know, not build the wall higher so that nobody else can get over that wall.
I realized that we're not going to save the world from poverty in one day, but every person helps, and it's almost like a chain. If we can help one person, and if they help another person, and you know that keeps going on and on, eventually we'll make the world a better place, ideally.
You know, our objective is at the end of the day, we want people in the shelter to say, I'm ready. I am ready. I'm ready to take charge and control of my life. I may not be successful the first time. These devils that have been bothering me for 10 or 15 years, whether it's drugs or alcohol or criminal behavior, you know, I may fall down, but I'm determined. If I fall down, I'm going to get up again. I'm going to lick this thing, and you're never going to see me at this shelter again.
If we want to end poverty, we need to properly address this. We can't just let it wait and fix itself. We need help.
There's so many ways to help out with poverty, baby steps, like I said earlier. Doing service is one of my favorite things to do, and it definitely makes me feel like a better person because I know that I'm directly supporting another individual who's less fortunate than I am, and that really helps me feel better, and it also helps them feel better and have a better day. The second thing is supporting local organizations. St. Vincent de Paul, the House of Bread, Salvation Army, there's Goodwill, there's so many organizations around trying to solve this problem of poverty, and they need your support. Volunteering is a form of support. Also, donating is a form of support. Also, getting your friends to do service with you. That way, an organization has more workers. And the third way is to contact your local government officials. Let them know your opinions on poverty. That way, they realize that poverty is a real issue in the Dayton area, and they will focus more attention on it.
Poverty, it sucks.
If you ask, we'll help you.